Hello, welcome to Stampin Up. Thank you for joining me today. Today, I thought we would use the Yuletide Village Stamp Set. Now, I have been sharing projects with this over on my Instagram this past week, and thought I would do a video as well, just to show you it. It's lovely, this stamp set. It's all little houses. There is not a die set with this. It's purely a stamp set, so the price point's great. It's £18, which I think is brilliant. And it's a lovely little line image. And you've got a couple of extra bits. You've got some bricks, and a couple of trees, and some snow and things, which is really lovely. What I have been done already is I have been stamping these, and then I'll fussy cut them out. Had an evening of stamping and fussy cutting. And so I've used up quite a lot of them, but I just then put them back in the stamp case, so I know where they are, and I can pull them out at any point if it fits a project. So that is the stamp set. You can find this in the mini catalogue on page 56, or over on my online store. If you just pop into the link in the down bar below and type in Yuletide Village, it should come up. So, projects I have already made. I've not got many this week. There might have been more over on my Instagram. I might make another couple of cards with it, because I do really love this stamp set. But I just haven't, I've just not made money. I have been inspired, though, by a couple of people this week. This card in particular was inspired by the lovely Stacey Marsh, because she did a card, or a series of cards with kind of brightly coloured houses, which I thought was very cool. And so I've done this. This is, I'm in a frame using the deckled rectangles. So if you've got a little bit of background noise, the cat has decided to have her breakfast while I'm sat here this morning. This one was inspired by the lovely Michelle Last, who did kind of a series of cards using kind of muted colours with these houses, which I thought was really lovely. And it's kind of similar idea. The houses in a frame. This one's the deckled rectangles, this one's the deckled circles. I absolutely love those die sets, they're fantastic. Again, use the deckled circles on this one. Really simple card, just stamped a hint of colour on using some Stampin' Blends, and done. This cute little tag, I might do a reel actually to show you how I did this, but it's a very similar technique to what we're going to do today. And yeah, just really sweet using some pink, because I thought, why not? And we're going to use pink today because we're going to do this card, but we're going to do it in pink. I've got Melon Mambo and some Pretty in Pink to use today. I need to go and get my Pretty in Pink ink pad because I've not got that on me. So yeah, there is some dimension to this card as well. And yeah, shall we get started? So this one is in basic black, Misty Moonlight, and Pool Party. I've got a hint of some Daffodil Delight and some Real Red on here as well. But mostly you've got Misty Moonlight. So I'm going to use Melon Mambo. Now, Melon Mambo might be the brightest pink colour the world's ever seen. It's a loud colour. So let me just grab that ink just before I forget. And then I've got a load of Stampin' Blends. Now, Stampin' Blends, I used Stampin' Blends on the card last week as well, and I'd said, where is the card I made last week? It should be on my desk still somewhere. There it is. So we used More Than Autumn last week to make this card. Pop over to the channel, you'll see exactly how this card came together. But I was talking about Stampin' Blends and how they are in the annual catalogue, but they can be quite difficult to find. So the annual catalogue is this one, and this catalogue, yeah, trying to find things in it can be a challenge. So you've got, on page 130, you've got a lovely spread about markers. And we've got two different kinds of markers available at the moment with Stampin' Up. You've got the Stampin' Blends alcohol markers, and you've got Stampin' Write markers, which are the ones that you colour on the stamps with, or write with, because they've got a lovely writing tip on as well. So we use the Stampin' Blends. They're alcohol-based markers, and you can see, lovely. But where are they actually? So you've got the Memento Black ink up here, and then you've got the natural tones here. So that's your skin colours. Then, if you turn the page over, you've got that fabulous colour wheel. And then we're into the colour collections. And your Stampin' Blends combos are in with kind of your inks and your ink pads and your cardstock. So this is the current ink colours. No, it's not. It's subtles. So you've got Stampin' Blends in every single one of the subtles colours. And there are your item numbers at the bottom. You've got Stampin' Blends in all of your black brights except Coastal Cabana. We've not got bright Stampin' Blends in that one. In your Regals, you've got them all here. We haven't got Crushed Curry and we haven't got Gorgeous Green. We haven't got Garden Green. And it's purely because there's other colours that are really similar and it would just be a waste. You've kind of got those tones already. So we've got them in the neutrals. Haven't got Basic Grey, but we do have a black. So that's over here down on the basics because black's not in the neutrals anymore. It's in basics. And we've got them all in our in colours. So hopefully that helps you find them. Otherwise, if you go to the online store and click on the inks and colouring and then markers and more and alcohol markers, and you'll find them all there as well. So I have got a card base in Melon Mambo, which I have already scored. I'm just going to use my bone folder to burnish. I've got a piece of basic black, which is my layer, and I've cut that 2 centimetres shorter and narrower than my card base. So I've got 1 centimetre all the way around. Then I've got 2 pieces of basic white that are exactly the same size that will fit, that 0.5 centimetre shorter and narrower than that piece of basic black. Okay, so I'm going to use one of them first to stamp our house. So grab my Yuletide Village stamp set. I'm going to use the same house. Am I going to use the same house again? Yes, I am going to use the same house again. I love this house. I want my house to look like this. My house does not look like this at all. So, we are going to ink it up in Memento because we're using Stampin' Blends. We want a water-based ink. We're going to use Memento as our black. You could use any of the Stampin' Up colours though, because our Stampin' Up ink pads, these ones, are also water-based, so they will also work. And then I also need the sentiment. Might as well stamp sentiment at the same time while I have my Memento out. And I have got Peaceful Seasons, which is the stamp set I've used. And they've got these 2 sentiments. So this card is love from our home to yours. So I'm going to use my home to yours for this one. It's ours. There we go. So I lay it down and then pick it up with my pad, try and get it somewhat straight. And then again, in Memento Basic Black, Tuxedo Black, just so all the blacks match. There we go. And then we're going to use some blends to colour this house in. So I'm going to grab my crumb cake, dark crumb cake, just to do the roof. Not doing the whole roof because obviously it's covered in snow, but there is a little bit of roof showing there, and the front door as well. And a Stampin' Blend has 2 ends on it, so I tend to use what I would call the bullet tip, because oh my light's gone out. That's no good, is it? Oh well. I'm colouring now, so I'm not stopping. I have a ring light that is powered by a power bank because I'm nowhere near a plug. And that's obviously just gone off. I'm going to use Pretty in Pink for the shutters. And this bit. And the bow on the front. There we go. And then I've got Daffodil Delight for the windows. So I'm going to just do like sort of dots down one side. I've done them in a kind of triangle And then we're going to dot over the top, kind of where you'd expect the bulb to be. There we go. Right. I think I'm probably going to have to stop and come back, get some charge in my power bank and get my light back on, because it feels a bit dark. I don't know about you. Does that feel a bit dark? You know what? The baby's asleep. I need to carry on. That's just how it is at the minute. So we've got Melon Mambo blends. And can you see on this one, there's a bit of texture on that house. And what I've done is I have coloured, but I'm not, normally I would just colour, and I use my grit paper here, and I'm just going to kind of colour in like that. I've not done that on this particular project because I'm going to use dots. And the dots, by doing it like this, it kind of makes it look like you've kind of got a textured house, because, houses are not flat, are they? Houses are made of bricks and therefore have some texture. So do the light one first, then do the dark one. And because this is so quick, the dark will naturally fade into the light. So you don't have to do very much blending, if at all. So I did, using on the other one, to go over the top of it a little bit, just to see if I could blend it in a bit more, but I didn't necessarily need to. So, and I'm not going all the way down to that snow either. Just because I quite like the look. I don't feel like it needs to be a solid colour. So, and so I'm doing sort of dark everywhere where you'd expect there to be a bit of a shadow. So kind of under the line of the roof. Underneath the windows, etc. So I'll pull that down as well. And then I'm just, sort of dabbing the colour on. And I will do this as well for areas, even when I'm kind of colouring in a kind of more traditional sort of fashion. If you've got an area like the bow on the front of the front door, where it's really little, I will dot the colour on rather than kind of swipe it on, because it just means that you've got a little bit more control. There we go. Like that. How cute is that? So, so sweet. I love these houses. They're just adorable. Lovely. So, and you see here, we've got the house and it's sitting up proud from the dots. So I'm going to grab my snips and I'm going to fussy cut out the house. Obviously this line doesn't go all the way along, so I'm just going to kind of imagine where I think it is and then fussy cut out the house. Houses are super simple to cut out. They are, generally quite basic shapes, so they're not difficult to fussy cut. Top tips, as usual, things like move the paper and not the scissors. Go really slowly. Don't I think we're all guilty, aren't we, of going, oh, well, that person in that Instagram reel fussy cut that thing out really quickly. And it's like, well, actually, they didn't. They'd sped the footage up. So it's, it looks really fast because they're going at 3 times the speed. That was me fussy cutting that at, standard pace. But it's taken me practice to get there. So we then need our Pretty in Pink ink pad and our Yuletide Village Stamp Set, which has this little snowy scene, like snowfall stamp in it. And we're going to have pink snow, Because, you know, as long as it's not yellow snow, it doesn't matter, does it? Don't eat the yellow snow. And we're going to just stamp this all over the place. I can hear the baby waking up. Oh, this is just typical, isn't it? One of those videos where it all just goes a bit wrong. Never mind. It's all right. It's fine. Not in the dark. On the slightly yellowy light, but that's okay. So, we've stamped that, and we're going to layer that together once the baby has their next nap, I think, probably. Yeah, right. Okay, so I've actually got my ring light back on, and the baby's back asleep. So, oh, I've just had chocolate in my mouth as well. Going well today. So, I've got my card base, and then my layers. So I'm going to layer everything up and get this card put together. So, let's do the layer of basic black first. As usual, using my Stampin' Seal adhesive, which is my glue of choice. I'll pop that in the middle. And then this layer with our kind of pink snow on. Like that. I've just put the baby down in the hope that he would stay asleep. And he's decided not to. Oh, yeah, not to. Oh, so this is chaotic now, isn't it? Because this video has now taken me about 4 attempts. The delights of baby sleep. Now, that one, this is why it's so chaotic. So, this one, I've stuck the whole load of layers up on dimensionals. This one is completely flat. But I am going to put the dimensionals on the back of the house panel. And of course, you could keep it flat. You could use the adhesive, the foam adhesive sheet. So that's like the big panels. And I would recommend those if you are sending them through the post. Just because dimensionals tend to make things go a bit wobbly at times. They go through those machines at the post office. Right, so to layer this up, because you could easily get this really wonky, what I tend to do is I layer it down, so I'm lining up the two, so the bottom, this edge here and that edge of that white panel there, line up the corners, line it up, and then just like lean it back, and that seems to work. So that is how I left that card. With this one, I have some of the in colour sparkles, what they're called, in colour shimmer gems, in the pretty and pink colour. So I'm going to pop some of those on just as well, just to add just a little extra something. Because I just feel like could just do with a bit of extra. Yeah. So put my house up. No, put it up there. There we go. And that is this week's card using the Yuletide Village Stamp Set. This video has now taken me literally all day to film. I started filming this morning about 20 past 9 and it is now 2:15. So I'm nearly ready to go and collect the kids from school. Not tidied up yet, everything's a mess. But never mind. So that is all of my Yuletide Village projects from the week. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Don't forget, if you do like anything in my videos, if you like the stamp set or anything else, do pop to my shop. The link is down below. If you want to see these earlier on, or any still images of them, they are over on my Instagram. The link to that is in the down bar below too, or my Facebook page, either one. And I will see you again next week. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.